Welcome back to episode 62 of The Gift of the Gab. We're back with another one.
Another one.
Back again.
With another video. Well,
yeah, with some more audio.
Yes.
Let's jump straight into it. You got some hard-hitting questions to start us off? I'll take that as a yes.
I do.
Hit me with it.
So, I was on Instagram, as I do, and I came across this question. Should a child automatically get their father's last name? And I thought, that's an interesting topic.
It's interesting. Well, I guess the tradition comes from olden times, right?
Yes.
So, in this tradition, the family unit is one.
Yes.
So, therefore, I guess, whereas the male was the head of the family.
Yes.
Everyone would get his name.
Everyone will get his name, yeah.
And to be honest,
times are changing.
I still want my children to have my name. So I ain't gonna lie to you there. Times are changing, but not quick enough.
Do you know what? The way you led up to that was as if you were gonna say, yeah, I don't think automatically, maybe double-barreled.
Nah, I don't want your last name. I'm sorry. I like mine.
So you say no, your children will not. Your children do automatically have their father's last name.
Yeah, if I'm there.
If you're there, so is there any?
Yeah, if
circumstances
I feel like
where you're like,
I feel
okay,
like we were just watching Paternity Court.
Yeah.
In a case where the father is absent, is an absentee, you don't get nothing. Why should they get your name? Especially you ain't paying for them, you ain't doing nothing for them. Why should they get your name?
Yeah, but you don't know that until afterwards.
No.
So then, when you sign for their name,
if 9 months of labor, the woman has gone through pregnant on her own, the father doesn't want
they've gone through pregnant on their own.
With no help.
Wow.
They've gone through pregnancy on their own, no support from the dad.
Yeah.
Then I think that she's absolutely within her right to be like, you're going to be named after me. Why would she name him after this mythical person? Might as well name him after Santa Claus.
This is true.
If the person is never there.
This is true. I do feel like as well, like, I don't know. I've never really thought of this question. I would think automatically they would get their father's name. But if they don't even know who the father is, how does that even work,
Exactly.
So, yeah, I guess there is circumstances that you wouldn't get your father's name.
But in a traditional circumstance, yeah. I don't know. What works for me might not work for everyone. I mean, do as you please. And if everyone's happy, then
what about a double-barreled?
What? Everyone changed to double barrel, even the dad?
No, I feel like the dad doesn't change to double barrel.
The dad doesn't change.
Keeps his name regardless. But everyone else has a double barrel. So the kids and the wife would have a double barrel.
But then now I'm left out.
But they still have your surname.
But it's not the same. I want just mine.
So if your surname was Smith,
yeah,
they would still have Scott Smith, let's say. So everyone will be Smith.
But because everyone else is Scott Smith and I'm just Smith. I'm plain Jane out here.
Well, you've got to choose your battles.
No, everyone change their mind and be happy.
Wow.
I got a good surname, Strong.
Wow.
Yeah. If I double barrel it up, I'm basically ending the legacy.
No, you're not.
Yeah, they'll go into Ancestry.com 2,000 years in the future and they'll be like, the Smiths never existed. Now they changed somewhere
they've changed
to the Scott Smiths.
But then...
then they change. What happens if a double barrel gets with a double barrel? The Scott Smith,
what happens
Jane
to
Doe's
that?
Or something. I don't know.
And what happens, let's say your son marries someone else.
I think you do pick a mix if that happens.
But your son marries someone else, and she wants to keep her last name. So is it double barrel? What is that called?
Nah, you do a pick a mix.
You have to drop a name at that point.
Everyone puts forward the best part of the surname, and then you make a new surname.
Wow.
So if it was Scott Smith and then like James Peterson, you might be like Scott Peterson. That's
Okay.
what. No, I'm making this up. I don't know if this
Yeah,
happens.
no, but I think that would be the best scenario. Like, you can't have James Peters and Scott Smith.
Yeah, that'd be.
That's a whole name.
Yeah, that would be ridiculous. Well, I got another situation for you. If you
Yes.
care to hear.
Yes.
So Cardi B tweeted, and you saw this on Instagram, so I'm not going to pretend I found it. When my kids get older and they want to move out, I'm going to get them a big ass condo, and I'm going to be paying their rent only if they're in school or working on a business or working on business ventures. If you're not living in my house under my rules, you got to pay your own rent. What do you think?
I totally agree, 100%.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at her paying their rent, because if you got the money, why not make your kids' life easier?
Yeah.
But if you got money like Cardi, I'll be like, oh, well, I don't want to pay the money to someone else each month. I would rather buy the place than you live in there.
Yeah.
But the sentiment is still the same. Yeah, if you got money, yeah, sure. If they're working on something or they're doing something, and you have the ability to provide that.
No, I totally agree with her. I think if you can afford to house your kids and they don't want to be directly underneath your roof, then I think it's only fair that, you rent out, or you pay for their rent or whatever, as long as they're following your rules. I feel like they can't be underneath you financially and then not want to do the things you want them to do.
Yeah, I understand giving them a leg up in life. I mean, that's the reason you work hard.
But that's a double leg up, because you're not having to pay rent and you're getting your education, so you're probably going to be paying for that as well.
Yeah, so I understand that, and that is fair. But if you're choosing to live at home, then you're living at home under my rules.
Yes.
And if you don't like the rules,
but home also includes the house I'm paying for.
Yeah,
that's what she's saying.
Yeah, this is true. If I'm paying for the house, that's not your house. It's my house that I'm letting you stay in.
Yeah, by yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the situation there. And if you're choosing not to follow the rules, then you can find your own house and pay rent if you want.
So what do you think about the Dr. Dre? Is it Dr. Dre and his daughter's situation?
See, I was wondering about that situation, because one, I think she's 38. So she's a bit grown.
She's almost 40, basically.
She's a bit grown, and the situation is that she's homeless, and Dr. Dre is basically a billionaire. And you do wonder how this happens, and immediately you want to judge and be like, you know what, like I would never. And although I would, I think I wouldn't, but it's easy. I don't know the full circumstances.
You don't know the full circumstances.
And like, it is very weird for, like, I guess the daughter of a billionaire to be homeless,
living in her car with her kids.
Yeah, because the story was that he had been giving her money, and then that money,
up until 18 months ago,
that money cut off.
Yeah.
So it suggests that something has gone awry. I don't know what could go awry so badly, but like,
it's just not equaling up for me.
Yeah,
because I feel like
there's too many unanswered questions.
Yeah, I feel like if he would basically be giving her a paycheck, right, every month, it wouldn't be like no pocket money. It would be like a proper paycheck, I think, anyways. And so, for a normal person, if they was to lose their job, yes, they would probably end up homeless, like how she was. But for it to get that bad, for him to have financed your life up until 18 months ago, and you're now living in a car, and he's a billionaire, it's just not equaling up to me. Like, I feel like something major has happened to warrant him cutting you off. I don't know whether you've had a big argument and it was his fault or your fault or whatever the situation is. It's very hard.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I don't know who would be to blame, so I can't even say, oh, whoa, like, how can he do this kind of thing, or whoa, she must have done something. But it's just, I would love to be a fly on the wall.
Yeah, as I was saying, too many unanswered questions. But I think, my lotto plan. If I win big in the lotto and I'm like that rich, I have to, like, I think the best way to deal with it is to put money in a trust, or in a way where people can't access all of it at once.
Yes.
And you can sort of divvy out the payments and say, look, this is the money I've got coming to you. Don't come to me now with your you want to be a crab fisherman vessel owner, or this and this has been your lifetime dream, you'll be getting this paycheck. I'm making sure everyone is taken care of, and that way, like, you can only blow a month's worth at a time.
Yeah.
And like you can't blow the whole load or something like that. And I always know that like at least I'm taking care of you,
no matter what you. Yeah.
And yeah, I think that would be how I handle it. But again, I'm not in their shoes. I don't know what's happened. Some kids be horrible.
Yeah.
Like even with Cardi B paying the kids rent, some kids, even if you're that rich, you might not want to pay their rent.
Yeah.
You might not want to. Some kids are just disrespectful.
I mean, like, look at Kurt Franklin. Did you?
Oh, when he had the argument with his kid on the show, and then the son leaked it out.
Yeah.
I thought that was weak sauce from the son. Your dad is bringing the money home to the table, and just because he cussed you out on the phone and he's meant to be like a gospel artist,
yes,
you thought like you'll leak this, and he's quite grown. This is not like a little kid leaking something. He's quite grown, so he knew what effect it would have.
Yep.
And he thought, let me leak this and hurt him a little bit. And I was like, you deserve that cussing out.
You know what? Sometimes you just.
Sometimes some people
not me,
do,
but some people.
Yeah, some people do. I thought that was weak sauce. I didn't look at Kurt Franklin different for it because
no, I don't. I think every time people see him now, they're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
to cuss someone out.
Sometimes people need to be. So I don't know what the argument was for, but the fact that he leaked it on the phone to like.
I think it was like it might be like something similar to what is going on with Dr. Dre kind of.
Because some people like just because. You're not entitled to anything that someone else is earning, regardless of your relation to them. You're not entitled. That person could choose. You're not getting a single penny. Like, what is his name? Quentin Tarantino. He's a famous director. I think directed Kill Bill and a bunch of other movies. He directed Kill Bill.
Okay.
And those series of movies, and. Essentially, when he was a kid, his mom, like, he was getting in trouble at school for like writing and stuff, and his mom like basically told him to quit that writing stuff, but she said it quite patronizingly.
Yeah.
And that stuck with him for life.
Oh,
like she didn't support him.
Ooh.
And like in an interview he did recently, he was like, "Oh yeah, my mom doesn't see a penny from my writing career." Or he said something like that. Like let me get the story because I'm summarizing too much and I want to give it to you.
Can you imagine that? Like this is something that she said when you were like in your early teens, like 13, and then you hold on to that like for your life. But it just goes to show, like, sometimes you say something to a kid and once you've said it, you've forgotten 20 minutes later, and this is something that they hold on to for the lifetime. And sometimes it can be the motivation that they need to succeed in life, and sometimes it can be the complete opposite. It can be the reason why they are struggling, because that 10 seconds of speaking you did ruins their life forever. But go on, tell us the story.
You gotta be careful with words. So he said that she was basically shouting at him, or he used the B word here at me about that. Tarantino said, and then in the middle of her little tirade, she said, "Oh, and by the way, this little writing career with finger quotes." This little writing career that you're doing, that ish is effing over.
Oh gosh.
And she just meant don't do it in class when you're supposed to be doing something else, is apparently what she meant, I guess. Because he was getting in trouble in school for writing instead of like paying attention.
Yeah.
Which I think context is key here.
Because I see.
Context is key, and he internalized that and basically said, due to there's no house for you, you get nothing because you said that. And I think recently she still came out and said fair. That she's still proud of him. I think he does give her money, but I think maybe don't give her as much as he would.
No, that's not fair. See, when you first described it, I thought like, she just said it and she was mean, but she said it because he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, you can't be in PE doing your writing.
Yeah. Like, you can't be in, you're in English lesson, but you can't just be writing on your, you need to do that in your spare time.
Yeah. Well, she took the high road and allegedly said that she's still proud of him.
Mm.
But I don't know if that's all she said or if that was the only situation she said it in. But still, some people be internalizing everything, so you gotta be careful how you speak to people.
This is
But even
true.
still, I think within that context, she was right to tell him off and say, look, this writing, you can't be doing the writing. I guess she might. It might have been better if she didn't add the writing career.
In quotes.
Yeah, but well, looks like me and her are in the same boat. We're not getting money from
I can see a lot of like a lot of YouTubers like earlier on, like I feel like their parents would have done the same thing.
Probably. Oh
and
yeah.
You know, this YouTube thing that you're talking about, and now look at these YouTubers.
Yeah.
Millionaires, not millionaires, but would you say millionaires?
Oh yeah, some of them are millionaires.
Some of them, yeah.
I don't think any of them are billionaires, yeah, but some of them are definitely millionaires. Well, there are probably some YouTube billionaires, but not billionaires because of YouTube.
Yeah, their success started on YouTube, and they've managed to do other stuff.
Not even that.
No?
I wouldn't. I'm not. I don't know if there's any YouTube like billionaires because they started on YouTube. I think there's billionaires on YouTube, but no one has reached the billion level yet based on just from YouTube and sponsorships.
Kylie Jenner's on YouTube.
No, yeah, but Kylie Jenner isn't a billionaire because of YouTube.
Yeah, that's
what I'm talking.
Yeah,
I'm talking about. But whereas, YouTube. Like,
but do you know what? A lot of celebrities have a YouTube now.
Oh yeah, that's because it's the new form of media.
I was like
I think a lot of people who were a bit old, like slow to change to it, realize that like TV and stuff, that's not how you're going to get access to the people you want to get access to.
Yeah, because like, who be watching TV these days?
Like when Will Smith came onto Instagram, it was a big thing.
Yeah.
Like a traditional star is now coming onto this social platform to take part in what everyone else is doing. And even news channels be doing their format in social media form.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that's been it, and that's been us.
That's been it, and that's been us.
Let's thanks for repeating. Let us know what you thought about those scenarios and those questions in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell a friend to tell a friend to.
Are you just gonna say all my parts?
Yeah. You didn't even finish it. Tell a friend.
Don't forget to find us everywhere that podcasts are found.
Yeah, and we'll see you
next week.
Or you'll hear us next week. Ciao.